Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I thought I'd talk to you about why I'm selling my Insta360 X4 and why I'm not getting the X5. Right, so I bought the X4 back in, I think it was maybe late April, early May of 2024. With the intention of using it for the first time when we celebrate my mom's 80th birthday. We're going to Boracay with the entire family, so I thought, let's bring a 360 camera. I intended to use it for drone-like shots, okay? And while I was able to use it then, I hadn't had enough time to play around with it, so I didn't use it the right way. Like, my underwater shots were wasted. You can see the stitching because there's a setting that I didn't turn on for underwater shots, and so that was wasted. And yeah, now in truth, I probably would have only used this maybe 5 or 6 times at the most. I think I can fairly remember when I've used it. So yeah, during my mom's birthday, when I went to Japan in January, one time for vlogging, maybe another time for another vlogging. I've tried to actually make use of this. Like, I would consciously choose this among my other cameras in the hopes that I would actually love it. But I still often end up getting or picking up the Osmo Pocket 3 that I am filming on right now, or my Nikon ZF. Like, sometimes I would even carry the heavier cameras over this. Now, my thoughts on this is that 360 cameras are great. One, if you know how to use them. Two, if you like editing. Because I don't. I'm pretty lazy with editing. And that's probably why cameras like the Osmo Pocket 3 and mirrorless cameras like my Canon M6 and my Nikon ZF work better for me. Because it's easy for me to just put the SD card into my computer's reader, take the video or the file from it, and then start editing on DaVinci Resolve. The thing with the X4, or any other 360 camera for that matter, is that you actually have to do the stitching first in their own application. So in this case, the Insta360, either desktop or phone. What I can say though is that the phone application or the mobile application for Insta360 is actually pretty good. But in saying that, I'm just too lazy to do that. I know that you can choose for AI to do the editing for you. If you're into that artsy kind of thing, then maybe you'll enjoy it. But no, I prefer to go with more cinematic looks. And I'm sure if I figured out how to use this, I could come up with more of those cinematic videos, but I just do not care to invest the effort to do that. I think it works well for what its intended purpose is, which is to capture 360 degrees. But if you're like me who can't be bothered to do very much editing, you might not like this. The other thing that I have a gripe with is, I don't know, the image quality. People say it's great. I don't think so. I don't think it's really great. I feel like it's very sharp, not in a good way. It almost looks digitized, almost looks fake. Too much HDR, if you get what I mean. I don't really appreciate the image quality. I also don't like the types of filters that it's got, like the vivid, flat. Like, because with my Osmo Pocket 3, I prefer to do D-Log for filming, because then I can tweak it in post-process, and it gives me more dynamic range. The flat version here does not serve that purpose, or it's hard to get the colors back, especially if you're like me who's lazy with editing, and I'm not great at color grading. So yeah, if you have the patience to learn how to use it, how to edit with it, then you might be able to enjoy this. Because I remember seeing Peter McKinnon talk about this. The video that they did when this launched, they've attached this to a plane and did some air maneuvers, and it caught it really well. And obviously, Peter McKinnon is Peter McKinnon. He can create magic out of the simplest, most boring files, okay? I'm nowhere near that. So I decided I am not going to keep this. I've actually put it up on Facebook Marketplace already, and as of recording, there's already a few people who are interested in it. I'm obviously not getting the X5 because what is the point? I'm selling the X4 because I don't use it. I don't think that's going to change much with the X5. Plus, I've seen video reviews of the X5, and the updates are quite small, incremental. Yeah. Now there's a rumor of DJI coming out with their own 360 camera, and I am intrigued. But in saying that, again, would I use it? Would I get my money's worth with it? What kind of editing capability or what kind of editing effort does it require for me to be able to get a good video? Although, I will say this, because one of the other things about this is I've got the DJI Mic 2, and the Bluetooth here, although firmware updates have improved it, still does not sound great with the Insta360. I'm assuming it's because it's meant to work. This is meant to work with other DJI products, not with a competitor, okay? But to me, it feels like, or it sounds like, I even bought the audio adapter so that I could actually plug in the receiver on this camera so that it sounds better instead of Bluetooth directly onto the camera. But yeah, that other way with the receiver is a hassle. This one with directly to the Bluetooth does not sound great. They've done firmware updates, it's been improved, but still not great. So if the DJI 360 that's coming out in July is better, or would be able to connect to the existing microphones, because I know they're also coming out with the Mic 3, right? And they also came out with the Mic Mini. If that is going to be great, then I might consider it, but at the moment, it's not on my list. In fact, I'm actually also considering letting go of my Insta360 Go 3S. I haven't really decided on that. Again, mainly because I don't really use it, and I don't like that I can't connect a microphone to this. Not that I always speak to the camera when I'm using this, but I do want that capability. The other thing with this is that it doesn't have capacity to put in external storage. I also heard DJI is coming out with their Nano, which is similar to the DJI Action 2 before, which was a modular thing. Pretty similar to how this is also modular. So I'll see how that goes, because if that's good and if I can attach the DJI microphone to it, I might consider letting this go for that. Again, this is something that works well for specific types of videos or footages. Okay. Otherwise, my Osmo Action 5 Pro does a better job than this one, especially when it comes to image quality. And also this is limited to 30 frames per second. This goes up to 60, sometimes even to 120 depending on what you're trying to do. But anyways, I digress. So yeah, this is going. It's not gonna get replaced. I doubt I'm gonna get the DJI 360, but I'm not going to close the door on that. We'll see how we go. Okay. Yeah, what are your thoughts? Do you also own 360 cameras? How good are you with editing? Is it something that you enjoy? Because I have rarely found that I prefer to take photos, and that's why I bring my ZF with me. And in terms of videos, I prefer to do it on my on my Pocket 3, especially because it's got a built-in gimbal. But yeah, I've been talking too much right now. It's 11 minutes in, and all I wanted to say was why I was selling this. But yeah. Let me know in your comment section down below. What are your thoughts on the 360 cameras? Do you own one? Do you love it? What do you use it for? Thanks for watching.